Guys, family, friends, welcome to another edition of the Cook and the Coach podcast. I'm Baeza, I'm the coach.
And I'm Kenny, I'm the cook. Welcome, everybody. So today is Wednesday, September 30th. We wanted to do an episode. Really, we're going to do 3 episodes. We're going to talk about the presidential debates. We're not a political show, but we just wanted to talk some shit and just quick, funny, get in, get out, just give our thoughts. I literally just watched it a few minutes ago, so I'm 24 hours late. I think, Baez, you watched it yesterday. It happened yesterday, right?
I watched it live. I did. My feed cut out for a good 15, 20 minutes there, but I caught most of it live though.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I've seen, besides a couple of Facebook posts and a couple things on Instagram, I've seen almost nothing about it. So literally, I just watched it and just saw what everybody said. So
just to reiterate what Kenny said, we're gonna be reviewing pretty much all the debates and then the election night as well. Nothing too in depth, nothing too political. We're just 2 mid-20-year-olds just having fun with this. We'll keep these short and brief. We don't need to do an hour-long segments of politics. We don't need to do that. We're just having fun.
No, and we're not endorsing anybody. We're not giving advice about who to vote for. If you think that's what this show is, you're insane. That's not what we're doing here. We're just shit talking. We're just saying what we just saw and laughing about it. That's it. Nothing else.
That's it.
So yeah.
Nothing else.
Yes, indeed. So let's just get into it. So I watched it, the PBS version on YouTube. Like I said, day late after it all came out. So I was seeing most of the questions, most of the quotes, pretty much everything for the first time. Where did you watch it on? You watched it on YouTube as well, I'm guessing, or where'd you watch it?
I started on CNN and then the feed cut out. My internet was shitty, so I went to YouTube and I watched it on C-SPAN. Okay,
nice. I thought just off the bat, so interesting. 2 different versions of exaggerated, uber masculinity in hilarious ways. Trump, his number one tactic, interruption. Biden's number one tactic, ignoring. Trump has first of all, oh my gosh, Trump's shoulders, because he always turns in to Biden and then makes eye contact and talks some shit. Whereas Biden, so he's always he's always moving that shoulder. He'll excuse me, and then come back over here and do this. He's salsa dancing here.
That's what he does, yeah.
He's salsa dancing in this wrist and in this shoulder, and that's it.
Yes, he puts the shoulder. Yeah, he moves.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
And he goes in, looks right at the person and attack. Well, actually, I don't know why I'm doing this because this is what Biden does, putting his hands up like this. Do you see how he did that?
It's very straightforward. I'm now to the American people
yes,
it feels very robotic.
Absolutely it does. Yes, well that honestly I was surprised that he did it because I kind of thought that of the 2 people who'd be playing, because it's Trump will say things that his base might want to hear more, but I feel Biden plays the technology, at least in this first round, more, saying a fight, but he'll be listen, American people, and zooms right in and desperately is reaching out like that, which is so funny. But yeah, so that's my first take by Trump's shoulder and hand thing. And then Biden never almost never looks at Trump when he's talking shit to Biden, so he always looks just right to Chris Wallace, just right to him, and doesn't even, as if some cat, a rabid dog is scratching at him.
Can we say off the bat, I feel bad for my guy Chris Wallace. Man, they put him through the ringer.
Dude, so you know how they broke it into 5 rounds, and after the first round, I swear, Chris Wallace's voice was shaking. He sounded tearful.
He sounds so fed up. You could see his face. He's why am I here?
He's
this is so awful.
At one point he was
I feel bad for him. The debate was the ultimate cringe fest. It was the ultimate comedy sketch.
It was so great.
It literally felt like you were watching Saturday Night Live.
It did. Yeah.
It didn't feel like you were watching an actual debate. I felt like you were watching a Saturday Night Live version of the debate.
Yes.
It was the real version.
It was. It actually happened. Disclaimer. going off the talking shit. If we talk more shit about one person than the other, don't take that to mean anything. Don't have that
nothing.
affect.
We're just saying what we feel. That means nothing.
Okay. That said, the number of like catty things that Trump said was hilarious to me. Like when he was the smart thing. Did you see the smart thing that he said? When Biden was like, "Oh, you're not like a smart president," and then Trump's response to him saying that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where he was like, "Oh, you used the word smart," and then he brought out his like college experience or like how he did in college, and he said, "Never use the word smart with me again." That was wild.
That was weird.
That was very weird.
It wasn't like, oh, he got me. I was like, wow, that's a weird thing to bring up, you know?
Oh, he had that
so odd. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had that. He was sitting on that. There was a bunch of lines like that.
That's like a weird thing I sit on, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like a weird thing to bring up. It's like...
Yeah. It's like
none of us, like, in our conversation friends, like, bring up, like, oh, well, you, like, failed these classes in college. It's like, bruh, that's college. That we're in a real world now. Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like...
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It's like a weird thing to bring up at, like, a presidential debate. I don't know.
Agreed. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but that's the hilarious thing though, because it's just like that's how he rolls. He'll just find like if you made a mistake in the past, no matter what it is, or how big or small.
Or your son's mistakes.
Son's mistakes, dude. That was wild.
Bro.
Okay, so I just looked this up a minute ago, but like, okay, so Bo is the one who passed away, and then Hunter's the one who Trump was referring to, right?
Yeah. But my guy Hunter, he been on the cocaine. He been
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. For anyone who's seen it, it's a classic movie. Jimmy Stewart. It's like a Christmas movie.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. There's a famous scene in it where like basically it's like about like Jimmy Stewart plays this guy who's like good person, but he's like having struggles like the whole movie. And then in the third act of the movie, he's like, I wish I'd never been born. And then an angel's like, okay, you have your wish. And then Jimmy Stewart sees what it's like for his world, like to see the world without him. And then at one point, like he sees like his brother, like a gravestone of his brother. And he's like, well, what is this? Harry, what's Harry doing in the ground? And Clarence, the angel, is like, well, you weren't there to save him from the ice when you were 5 years old, George. So he died. And then Jimmy Stewart's like, that's not true. Harry won the Medal of Honor. He fought in World War II. He did all these things. And Clarence is like, no, he didn't. That's literally what it sounded like when Biden was defending his son. And then it was hilarious because like Trump was like, anyone who's seen the movie will see what I'm talking about. But what was hilarious is he was like, Trump was like, no, not Bo, Hunter. And Biden was like, you are. Oh, Hunter? Okay, well, Hunter's had a drug problem. Like many of us.
I remember that.
And totally switched.
Was so quick.
Dude, he went from the most impassioned Jimmy Stewart moment to like, okay, look, everyone's had their moment with cocaine. I don't.
I like how Trump's backpedaling too from that. Trump was like, oh, no, I don't know, Bo. I'm talking about Hunter.
Yeah,
he was
not
like,
Bo.
oh, no.
Not Bo.
No, Bo, I don't know him. I don't know.
I don't know what happened with Bo. Hunter. Dude, that made me laugh so hard.
They're both clowns.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Dude, just the number. It's just so cringy. The number of like prepped lines that they have like ready to go. Like, oh, well, you're the worst president of all time, man. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Like the way he said certain things. Did you ever do Awana? When you were like,
I not consistently, but I have done it. Yeah.
Okay, for people who didn't grow up Christian, Awana, it was like this group it was like a church group on like Wednesday nights usually, and kids would come to the church and you would memorize Bible verses, and then once you memorize a verse, you would say it to whoever your group leader was, and you'd get a little thing in your book, and you would check that verse off. And one of the main things is just how many verses you can memorize. Like, the way Biden says what he wants to say, it's like his mother told him what to say and said, she was like, okay, do what I do, say what I say, move your hands like I move them, and do it with me. And then it looks like he's doing that. It looks like he's doing that. That's how he learned it, and he's doing that back. Do you see that? Yeah. Am I going crazy? That's what I see.
Ken, all of his talking points were clearly rehearsed. None of it came from the heart.
Yes.
You can tell Trump was like prepped for like 10 minutes and he just threw him out there. Like
Yes.
you could tell which side did like thousands of hours of research and like every single like letter was like perfectly in place.
Yes.
And then Trump was like, "Oh, there's a couple facts." All
and
right.
then
And some
and then some gossip, look, like news, like the college thing. Like, okay, here's a couple things, shit talking things you could say. Cocaine, bad college grades. Here you go. Just talk some shit. Trump was. I will say, it seems like he was sharper. I hate to say it, he was sharper than Biden.
Biden was sharper than we all expected.
Yes,
but there were still moments where it was like, oh, he's old.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both had stumbling of their words moments, and I don't think either of them acted well.
Whereas you see Trump, and they're roughly the same age, but Trump's still with it. He's still, snapping. Whereas Joe, needs like a second to like figure out where it's like, oh.
Did you see Did you see the counting thing that Biden did, that Trump caught him on?
No. What was that?
Trump. I forget the talking thing, the talking point. But Biden.
I missed 20 minutes of it, so maybe I missed something.
I think it was in the middle. Biden was saying, number 1, blah 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 blah. 2, 3. And then Trump was like, "You were on 2," and then like interrupted him and just started talking.
He did not say that.
He did. It was, and then Biden was just like, "This guy, man." He was like offended, like again, like old school, like weird masculinity stuff. Like that was vicious, and that was the type of thing I'm talking about. Like I think they both acted weird, but that was like. Biden would just kind of ramble, much like I'm doing right now. But he couldn't seem to actually count, which was pretty hilarious.
I'm gonna ask you if you noticed this. Did Joe Biden's teeth look weird?
Oh, a little bit. He looks older than I've seen him. This is the longest I've seen either of them talk, and he looked pretty old. Like
his makeup was not done well. Like, yeah, we all know Trump's orange and stuff, and the hair.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
all heard I'm sorry.
Looks ridiculous.
Like Joe looked like
he could have used a little orange. I look more orange.
Pale.
Yeah.
His hair was like extremely thin. His teeth just look like kind of gnarly. Like it was just like ugh. It was not appealing.
Well, and they didn't help by giving him the black and white tie and the white pocket square. It's like give him some color, give him a pop of something.
Give him a bright blue or something. Yeah, make something pop. It was
just kind of been there in the pale skinned moments. I've definitely been there. But yeah, man, he looked not great.
Do you see Lil Duval's tweets or Instagram posts?
I saw a few of your posts. Yeah,
dude, he summed this shit up like perfectly. Let me go find Uncle Duval's messages.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Well, first of all, shout out to Jonas, Lost Lyrics, kind of a rising figure in the Habesha, the East African community.
Oh, cool.
So he said this had me crying last night. He said, Biden and Trump communicate like two Habesha dads at Starbucks.
That's fantastic. Like I can't say I've seen that, but that's hilarious.
Like if you're Ethiopian, you understand that too well. But Duval raised a good point. He says that if Trump was debating Kamala Harris, they wouldn't let her talk to her like that.
If Trump was debating
Kamala Harris of Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ain't no way Trump gonna talk to Kamala that way.
No, it would be different.
It would be much different.
It would be much more understated, much more like subtle name calling, rather than like just right on, looking right at him, saying the shit.
Yeah.
Dude, so weird. Oh yeah, do that one. Sorry.
Then another one. The moderator deserves a half-pound weed after this.
He does. Man, he was just absorbing just a sponge of stress, like, and volume, just decibels. He was like an acoustic panel.
I would legit yell if I was him. I would have gotten so mad. I'd be like, yo.
I mean, he raised his voice a lot.
Calm down.
He was like, hey, well, I don't know. I can't believe I'm raising my voice, but why should I be any different from you? He literally said that to the president and to the vice president. Like, he had to, because they were being like that.
He had to.
Wild. The last
tweet.
Yeah.
And this goes back to your point, Ken. Man, this debate ain't sway nobody, but it was hilarious though.
It was.
I mean, that's exactly what it was.
It was like a tea kettle.
It was like a tea kettle. Ken, you're right.
Did you see the suburbs thing that he was talking about?
No.
Dude, it was dude. It was one of the funniest parts of the whole thing.
I think I might caught part of it. Remind me what happened.
It was like just a quick moment in the whole debate, but they were talking about the suburbs. I think they were talking about how the economy post-COVID has been affected in the suburbs, if I'm not mistaken. And Trump was like, I'm forgetting who said what first, but one of them was like, I know the suburbs. Like, oh, I know the suburbs. And the other one was like, I know the suburbs more than you'll ever know. And they were talking like they were from the hood, like they've seen shit. They were like, oh yeah, I've been to the suburbs, man. Like, I was like, what are you guys saying? You're trying to get street cred in the suburbs? You're trying to get Cul-De-Sac cred?
They want that Cul-De-Sac. That Cul-De-Sac cred.
What are you doing? Title of the podcast. What are you doing?
Woo!
Hilarious, dude. I couldn't believe that. And Biden was like, people like Trump look down on guys like us, Irish Catholics without much money. I'm like, you're rich.
Cul-De-Sac cred.
Dude, it was unbelievable. Like, dude, unbelievable. What are you saying?
Only two white guys, two old white men could fight over cred of who's more suburban.
Yeah.
Only two old white men could fight over that.
Oh, you think you know the suburbs, bro? I think I know a little bit more about the suburbs. Like, what are you saying?
Oh, what do you use, a John Deere to mow your lawn? Please.
Okay, yes. Again, shit talking. Trump is just funny. He's really funny, and he's so petty. Like, the way he'll say things under his breath, like the shot will be on Biden, and then you'll just hear like over here in the corner, like Trump say some petty shit, and then like you'll hear the moderator just his voice going through the whole screen, like, hey, all right, Mr. President, would you please? Mr. President, like, it's just hilarious. Like, there was one time when he was like. Wallace was like, Mr. President, would you please let him finish? And Biden's like, I don't think he knows how to do that. And it sounded sexual.
He sounded that several times. He said it several times, and it was just cringy. He's like, ugh.
I know. It was like,
okay.
Hey, would you let him finish? Like, oh, I don't think he knows how to let someone finish. It sounded very sexual.
Like, it's like a 8th grade, like, making a joke. That's what she said.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No one left that being like, oh, my candidate crushed it and like he's totally destroyed a person. Like, everyone left just like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? It was fun. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was wild. It was what it was. And we're going to keep you guys updated. We'll definitely do this again for our next debate.
Yeah.
And wherever debates follow. And then we'll also do probably a recap of election night too. We'll probably do that as well. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. Thank you for joining us. And you can follow us on social media at podcast The Cook and the Coach on Instagram, Twitter at The Cook and the C1. I haven't used that one for a while, but we're gonna update it soon. You can also follow us on our streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Castbox. I think we're also on Google Music. Check us out. Comment, like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends. Tell them about it. Guys. That's all I got. Ken, what do you got?
I am on Instagram at KPMartin2 and at Haymarket Catering. First one's personal, second one's my food page. I also do music. You can look up Kenny Martin Bucket List anywhere that music is streaming, and you'll be able to find my EP there. And Baez, you're on Instagram at Baeza Tenzaya.
Yep, just type in Baeza, you'll find me.
Dope.
That's many of us out there.
So yes. Awesome. This is fun. We'll do more of it. Just in, out, political shit talking, get the fuck out, and we're good to go.
Easier for us. Just half-hour show instead of doing a full hour of content stuff. Just half hour talking about this.
Yeah.
And we're out here. I like it, Ken.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one.
Peace.